Heaven must be missing an angel. Your love is heavenly, baby.
There you are. The different ages of time. Thank you. Oh my. Thank you. I see 20, 25, 30 empty seats since the loose women went off left the couch.
They look gorgeous. Bill.
Also, they did.
Hang on, Tom. Well, what's going on now there? Look at that.
Well, you know, there's a saying about that, but I don't think it's appropriate for television.
Those days for us are gone, I fear.
Well, those are the type that I was far too shy to approach in, like, high school.
You mean, you know, kind of like confident and sexy looking?
Yeah, beautiful and opinionated and talkative.
So you were a shy kid at school?
I was.
When did you blossom? When did you bloom? When did you get confident?
Let's see. I did your show a couple of years ago.
It has that effect, yeah. What was your childhood like then, Tom? I was just talking to Dizzee about his. Before we talk about movies and the new movie, what was it like? Were you travelled around quite a lot, didn't you?
My parents pioneered the marriage dissolution laws for the state of California.
Okay.
Which was fine. It was okay. They didn't get along. It was much better for them to say so long as opposed to subject us to the constant strain and anxiety.
Sometimes it's a positive thing.
Yeah, America, you get to do it 2, 3, 4, 5 times. In fact, my parents did. God bless them. They found the loves of their lives. But we did move around a lot, and we had a period of time where the oldest, my sister, was 13, and I was 8, and we pretty much took care of ourselves from the moment we woke up to the moment we went to bed.
And so
it was fun. It was dirty, but it was fun.
A good education for you as well, though. Tough job.
Yeah, we learned household. We learned how to do things around the house, how to wax the floor, how to do our own laundry, how to lose our own laundry. Yeah. That was how to do without laundry that we had lost.
Do you feel you missed out on much? Did you miss out on the fun aspects of childhood?
Oh no, we had a blast. We did things like my brother would jam, and I would jam firecrackers into airplane models and hang them from our bunk beds, light them on fire, then run out of the house till they exploded, then come in and watch the molten flaming plastic drip down the walls. I can't imagine having more fun.
How many, did you have brothers and sisters, did your parents have brothers and sisters for you with other partners? Were there a lot of
No. It was all one shot. They had the Beatles and then they broke up.
Okay, so that was...
four of us, and then they moved along. We did have a lot of stepsisters and other relatives, and they were all nice. I actually had it was a confusing time, but it was fun.
Do you keep in touch with them all?
Oh, no, I wouldn't know them if they walked in today. I'm sorry. It's the way, the thing is like it always broke up badly.
Yeah.
We'd be in there playing with our cars and our trucks in a room we share with some step-sibling, and Dad would have this look on his face, we're leaving, and because he just had a fight with somebody else. Next thing you know, 2 o'clock in the morning, we're leaving Sacramento with a station wagon loaded with stuff, and we never saw those people again. That was a little bitterness. No, that's not true. Actually, they did come around at one point. My stepsisters were the source of my hearing the Beatles for the first time.
Which is a good
thing. They came over and they were playing their radio and they had all the buttons and stuff like that.
What about before you became an actor, before you decided that was for you? Did you have, most actors have a number of jobs that get them through college and get them through acting studies?
Oh, yeah.
What kind of jobs did you have?
I was a dishwasher in one of the restaurants that my dad worked in. Later on, and I was a bellman. I was a bell. It's derogatory to say bell boy. I was a bellman. I was part of the bell service.
So this is someone who helps you in with your bags when you arrive at a nice hotel.
And hopefully makes a buck.
So you'd rely on tips for that.
Tips and you lied about your tips. To the Internal Revenue Service. I had a guy explain it to me. It's half, kid. It's half. You made 24, you only made 12. You made 12, you only made 6.
He sounds like a gangster. He sounds
like they were smart guys. The rules of the road.
And did you enjoy that? Was it fun interacting with the public in that way? Were customers nice to you, or was it a bit of a drag?
It was a little bit of everything. There were some guys, some people, let's put it this way, that would hit on you. There was one guy. I came in and I checked him to bag, and he had the filthiest picture I'd ever seen. And he said, "Do you know if anything like this goes on around here?"
And how old were you then?
I was 19, 18 years old. And I said, I don't think you sure nothing like this goes on. But that's the way he did it. He would just like flash it long enough to sear the image into my brain and haunt me forever. By the way, guys, does anything like this go on around here? No, nothing? Really? I'm so surprised. I'm so surprised.
Okay. So acting, when did you decide, okay, acting's for me? When did you decide, and when did you realise you had what it took?
No. I was in school. I saw people doing it, and I thought, well, that looks like more fun than fun.
What appealed to you? What did you like the idea of? The idea of being someone else, or the idea of getting the applause? What was it?
The fact that it wasn't running track or working in metal shop.
Yeah.
It just seemed like pretty easy. Look, you got a grade for it.
Yeah.
Let me get this straight. Hanging around and goofing off in class, being loud and funny. Yeah. You got a grade for that?
Yeah.
Sign me up.
Yeah.
Because I'm getting kicked out of sociology when I do this. I can't pass government cracking wise from the back, but you let me do it in class and I get a good grade.
Okay. Now, Angels and Demons, this is the second time you've played this particular character.
The Robert Langdon genius.
He's a symbiologist, is that correct?
Symbologist.
Symbologist.
A symbiologist would a person of studying two things that go on at the same time.
Well, it was close.
A symbiology, you see, but a symbologist studies symbols.
Is there such a thing as a symbologist?
No, it's a completely made-up game. I think he would be called a graphic artist,
okay.
You know, a guy who'd print arrows and things like that.
Now, I didn't see the first movie, which of course was the Da Vinci Code when it first came
the
out.
Da Vinci Code.
I missed it, and I hadn't read the book, and people said to me, some people I know loved the book, raved about the book, other people said, you won't like the book. I didn't read the book. I saw the movie, loved it. Finally caught up with the movie, liked this one even more. But there was a kind of feeling beforehand, people were saying, this is not going to be a good movie, the Da Vinci Code. I had that feeling that people were ready to kind of shoot it down before it came out.
And many people agreed with you.
Yeah, now, how does that feel when you're making a movie and people seem to have already made their mind up? How do you deal with that?
Well, when the movie does well, you just kind of go, my plans worked perfectly.
Now, Tom Hanks, you won't believe this. Have a guess how old Tom is. Shout out how old you think Tom is. Don't be
God
silly.
bless
56. Okay.
you. Lovely.
85. 85. You got 85 there from someone who presumably didn't like the last movie.
Okay.
52 years old.
52.
Right, you look great for 52.
Thank you.
Now, okay, here's what I want to ask about the movie. At the beginning of the movie, the first time we see your character, Robert Langdon, the symbologist.
Yes.
He is swimming.
Swimming, yes, he's swimming.
And I thought, who's that swimming? He's a lean, muscular figure.
Oh, that was me.
Was it really you?
Oh, I learned how to swim.
I thought maybe there was a body double because...
No. Oh. No, I refuse to have body doubles. I refuse because it's.
Well, you learn to you swim properly. That's proper grown-up swimming.
I went to my swimming coach, literally a swimming coach, but named Mike Newman, who was a former fireman lifeguard. The guy is in phenomenal shape. Yeah. He's older than me, and he said we were standing in the pool. Showed up in the pool. The water was cold. It was cold. It was like 7:45 in the morning. Get in the pool. Oh, it was cold. And he said, "All right, swim a lap." And I thought, "All right, you know." I'm pretty physical.
I bet you put everything into that one, yeah?
I've been, I was in Splash. I've spent some time in the water. I survived at Castaway Man. I was that guy. So I decided to turn it on for a lap or two. And I did two lengths, and I was exhausted. And he looked at me and says, you don't know about swimming. And he taught me how to swim all over again. And he got me to the point where I swear I was upchucking at the side of the pool.
But do you now enjoy swimming?
I do. I swim regularly now because I've learned how to do it.
So it's worth, because I don't swim properly. I swim like that, with my head up like that. And I don't like to get my eyes in the chlorine because it gets in my lenses. And I don't agree with that kind of where you go, no, you're the wrong way around. You go, that's swimming, isn't it?
That's what we call a recovery stroke, where you look at your thing. But he taught me how to breathe out of both sides, which I had never done before.
What do you mean?
Which is where you're doing the crawl, and you're doing this very specific movement with your hands to get as much volume of water as possible, and you go this way, 2, 3, that way, 2, 3, this way, 2, 3. That way, 2, 3.
And do you learn on land first, and then they put you in water?
Wouldn't that be embarrassing?
Wax on, wax off.
Lay down and make it happen, you jerk. No, I jumped in the water.
Congratulations, but the swimming is only part of the story of this film.
It actually is in the movie for about 20 seconds, and yet we have milked it for a vast majority of the BBC television
When
show.
I was watching it, I thought, I'm going to ask him about that, because I was excited about seeing the swimming. I thought, who's that young, healthy man swimming? It turns out it was you.
It was me.
Here-
By the way, Speedos, you Europeans have a thing. The shame that you do not exude when you wear a Speedo
I think Speedos...
is to be congratulated.
Do you not wear Speedos?
In America?
Yeah.
Oh, you'd be persecuted. You'd be arrested. You'd be hounded out of town. We wear Americans, when we go to the beach, we try to wear big baggy shorts that go from here all the way down below our knees, with pockets in them for our glasses and surf wax and things like that.
Like boxers wear. They're big and huge, and they get wet, and they stay wet for
And
days.
they stay wet for all day. But when you come to Europe on vacation and you don't want to be identified as an American, you wear a Speedo, and everybody thinks you're from Belgium.
Do you like... What kind of Speedo do you have in your collection, Tom?
Well, it's the only choice is color.
Yeah.
I believe one of the loose women was wearing a Speedo in that photograph.
It was a lacy thong. It was
I don't know if you
Carol.
can throw that up there.
There you go.
There you go. There you go.
That's Tom heading for the beach.
Now that is a Speedo.
Yeah. So, Angels and Demons, we don't want to give too much away. It's one of those films you can't give too much away. I'm curious as to how the Catholic Church themselves reacted to knowing you were making this movie and how much access they gave you, because it's set in Vatican City.
Yeah.
And were they happy about you making the movie? Because it's not. I don't think it's disrespectful anyway, and I think you go out your way. You go out of your way to make sure.
But believe it or not, it seems as though the press has taken it and blown it out of proportion somehow.
They don't do that.
How could this happen? I don't understand. Isn't it their job to take the facts and push them through the sieve of reasonable responsibility to tell the truth? And then how can they blow it out of proportion? I don't get it. In fact, I believe the Vatican did say you cannot shoot on Vatican property, and I will give you 20 pounds or 20 quid, whatever you call it, if you can tell me of any movie that was shot in the Vatican.
I can't.
Can I have a musical interlude? Puff on the piano.
Yes.
Just give me 15 seconds of time passing as you think. Give me a thinking face. Do you have an answer, Jonathan Ross?
No, but the thought of you in Speedos is
Stay on topic.
It's incredible. I've seen that.
So, in fact, we were not able to shoot in the Vatican, but nothing is allowed.
Nothing's allowed. You don't miss it. I don't think you miss it.
No, but the Vatican is in every shot because the Rome is essentially Vatican. Churches everywhere. But here's an interesting thing. There's a lot of places in which they built two of the same exact thing. For example, when we run into the Piazza di Popolo to go into the Chigi Chapel in the Santa Maria del Popolo.
Wow, you learned a lot of names.
Well, you do. You have to. It's in the lines. And it turns out the actual church was off limits, but right across from it is a police station, and lo and behold, it's a mirror image of it.
It balances.
We balance it out, but we go the wrong place. So anybody who truly knows Rome will say, that's not where the Chigi Chapel is. That's where the police station is.
Yeah, but
we don't tell anybody, do we?
But, you wouldn't listen. Hey, but it must have been great shooting in Rome. How long were you shooting in Rome for? What a place to be on location.
The great thing about Rome is every one of our dressing rooms was essentially a cafe that served cappuccino. Yeah. They were all open for us. Piazza d'Oro, right around the corner from the Pantheon. It's one of the greatest coffee places, and that's where we all hung out. It was great.
And so you made the movie. How long did you take your film? How long were you there for?
We were there through, I think, 3 rounds of the Euro Cup.
So
how long does that take?
I don't know anything about football.
Well, let's see. When England gets eliminated from the Euro Cup, we were there for 3 days. No, I'm joking. Oh, come on. It was 2 years ago, for crying out loud. Get over it. Jeez, it's like you're all Aston Villa fans or something like that.
When do you support?
I am an Aston Villa supporter, and I found another one in the United States.
Okay, I don't know anything about Who's the manager of Aston Villa?
I have no idea.
What is the name?
Sparky O'Rourke.
What is the name of their home ground?
Their home ground is the Villa Dome.
How many people are there in the Aston Villa team?
On the Aston Villa team is made up of 723 crack footballers.
How do you get to support Aston Villa?
Now, it's so goofy, and everybody asks me, because the first time I came to London, I was watching the scores go by one day before I had to go off and do something, and I think Blacksworth upon Twixby beat Aston Villa by 4-0, and I thought, Aston Villa, that sounds like a lovely little place. I think I'd like to vacation. A little place called Upton Villa. Yes, up to Aston Villa. And I have since met folks from the team. I met the lady who runs it and been invited. I will go as soon as I can figure out where Aston Villa is. It's in Birmingham. Thank you very
They
much.
must love having you as a supporter, though.
Oh, I think it's
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
It's I just go by name. I think Queens Park Rangers is a cool name too. That's very nice, you know. What, Tottenham Spurs? That sounds like a good name for a football.
Tottenham Spurs.
What is it? Wasn't there Tottenham Spurs?
Tottenham Hotspurs.
Tottenham Hotspurs. Okay. What can you do?
Okay.
But I can't get the name. Is it Man City or Man United?
There's
Which
both.
one is it?
There's two
Who
whole
do you,
teams.
are you red or you blue?
One's red and one's blue.
You know what? I'm going to keep naming football
No,
teams
don't do
until
that.
soccer hooligans cause a fight in this.
Before you go, when people see Tom Hanks in the street, what kind of things do they say to you? What do they shout out? And what do they ask for you back in return?
They yell out Wilson quite a bit.
From the Castaway film?
Yeah, they always yell "Run, Forrest, run," even though I.
Do they say life was like a box of chocolates?
He say a lot of them say, "Hey, I got to tell you something. I got to ask you a question. Here's my question. You know what my favorite movie of yours is? Do you?
I don't know.
Forrest Gump." They're always so sincere, and they're always so sweet, and they always talk about how they seen it like 92 times, and it's always very flattering.
Okay.
And they yell, did I say Houston, we have a problem? They yell
you
that
get
a lot.
that. Cool.
They
Yeah,
do
yeah.
that,
That was
you
a
know.
great film.
And they say, nice take it down, Jonathan, on the show. They say that. Way to take down, Jonathan. Good take down.
Do they ask you
They said that
to
once.
do the rap from Big?
Oh, yes, they do.
Because I love Big. Big, once again, it's a movie. It makes me cry every time.
This was, now, don't get me into Dizzy's territory here.
But you can still do it.
This is
you still
not.
have the moves.
Well, it was actually a thing that my son learned at summer camp, and we were looking for something to throw into the movie.
Which the kid
so I
would
said,
know.
well, yeah, that we would both know. And I said, well, how about we do this thing called, it goes like this. The space goes down, down, baby, down, down the roller coaster. Sweet, sweet baby, sweet, sweet, don't let me go. Shimmy, shimmy, cocoa bop, shimmy, shimmy, rock. Shimmy, shimmy, cocoa bop, shimmy, shimmy, rock. I met a girlfriend in a Triscuit. She said a Triscuit, biscuit, ice cream, soda pop, vanilla on the top. Ooh, Shalita, walking down the street 10 times a week. I met it, I said it, I stole my mama's credit. I'm cool, I'm hot, suck you in the stomach.
Come on, ladies and gentlemen. Let me just say thank you, Mr. Tom Hanks. I've never seen that going on around here. How lovely to have you. Tom Hanks, ladies and gentlemen. God bless you, sir. You can keep... Oh, dear. I'll be honest with you, though, that he is a terrible guest.